Welcome back to another OMG It's Chemistry, and today we're talking about fluoridation. So how do we fluorinate water? So fluorination of water is adding small amounts of fluorine or fluoride to drinking water. We use it to prevent tooth decay, okay? It helps prevent tooth decay in the following ways. So what it does is it alters the structure of developing enamel, so it essentially alters the structure of your developing teeth, mainly of young children, because as adults your teeth aren't developing, so it's resistant to reacting with acid. So when you drink something acidic or eat something acidic, your enamel's got resistance on the top of it, essentially. It also reduces the ability of plaque bacteria to form with acid, saves money on dentists, and reduces the number of decaying, missing or filled teeth. Reasons against fluoridation. So there's a couple of reasons why people don't believe in adding fluorine to the water. It's in 90% of toothpastes and mouthwashes, so you don't really need it in your water because it's in 90% of your toothpastes and mouthwashes. It can cause dental fluorosis, so if you have too much fluorine, your teeth can start to kind of like rot. Links to stomach cancer and infertility. Some people don't believe in it because it's a form of mass medication, so you're medicating the entire population, whereas not everyone might need access to this. So moving on from there then, looking at a couple of other things that we can do to water. Desalination is another thing that we can do to water. Desalination is the removal of salt from seawater, sorry. It produces clean drinking water. It's particularly useful in countries that have coastlines, but no readily available water sources such as rivers and streams. So it sometimes uses reverse osmosis, so that's forcing the water through a membrane at high pressures. So what you'd have is imagine you've the water like that. So you've got water, but you've also got sodium and chlorine, which is what makes salt. Now, under pressure in a semi-permeable membrane, so a membrane that's got kind of gaps in it, the water gets forced back through. But the sodium and the chlorine get stuck. So you end up with just pure water on the side. So that's what reverse osmosis is. That pure water then can be used to drink. Okay. We also use thermal desalination, which is essentially heating up the water until it evaporates. So heating up the water till it evaporates, passing it through these long tubes. The water then condenses and you end up with pure fresh water, and the salt is left behind here. Okay, it's a posh word for distillation. This requires an awful lot of energy, so it's not readily available to everyone. Used quite a lot in Middle Eastern countries when they're surrounded by coastline, but they don't have access to streams and lakes. So like we've done before, a couple of questions, pause the video, have a go at them. If you get all the answers right, that's great. If not, we can use that to test your knowledge. So what is fluorination? Adding fluoride to water. Okay, what are the advantages? Less decayed, missing, filled teeth, protects your enamel. It's cost of dentists, so it saves on dentists. Okay, it's linked to cancers like stomach cancer. It's a form of mass medication. And the big one is it's already in 90% of your toothpaste anyway, so why does it need to be in your water? What is desalination? Removing salt. So removing salt from water. The posh word for salt is saline, so that's why it's called desalination. Either by reverse osmosis, or by thermal desalination. Reverse osmosis, remember, is you force the water at high pressures the backwards way through a semi-permeable membrane. Thermal desalination is just boiling it up, waiting for it to evaporate and then condensing it so you get the fresh water and the salt gets left behind. What are the disadvantages? It requires a lot of energy, so heat energy. Okay, so there's a cost to it, and also you've got to think about global warming. So if you got them all right, move on to the next topic. If you didn't get them all right, go back, watch the video again, and then come back and try the questions again.